He's the kind of a guy, you could dump him out of an airplane over the North Pole without a stitch of clothing on, and he'd get out of there weighing 10 pounds more than he went in.
Everybody knew Tap because all of a sudden you got this feeling of what it is to be a part of the earth. You know, that you're not different from it, it's just what you do.
So here's this wonderful person who affected so many people in so many positive ways, and none of this happened in a classroom. He gave people the opportunity to explore themselves.
He was such a gentle and competent person. I mean, anything he did, you know, with eloquence. Emerson had his wonderful statement. He said that history is the lengthened shadow of man. And Outward Bound, to an extent, is the lengthened shadow of Tapley.
All education is about overcoming fear. Whether it's a kid taking a first step, I'm wondering, do I dare put this foot out there, to somebody deciding to sign up for organic chemistry? There is this anxiety. I thought that was a profound way of describing what Outward Bound was all about, and all these kinds of things where you're kind of putting yourself out there.
You learn leadership, followership. You learn that when you're going up a hill and somebody's falling back, yelling at them makes them go slower. That reaching into their pack and taking something out and carrying it yourself, that helps them go faster. It's about what you take from it that you incorporate into your being. And what I took from it was the ability to achieve.
I established a nonprofit called Student Expedition Program. And we're now in our second year of taking Tucson and Phoenix urban inner city kids out to Alaska for 3 weeks sea kayaking.
The ropes course was really scary. Once I climbed up there, I was breathing so hard, and I'm really glad that I did, because I walked away with a sense of accomplishment. Mom is a meth head, and my dad's an alcoholic. I ended up having to move out. I was completely on my own. I didn't talk to my mom for 8 or 9 months. I had no idea where she was. Sick of not going to school and just being on the run and never having any money, and I wanted to go to school. I called Child Protective Services and I got back into school. Sorry, I'm like, it's just really hard. It's just, my life has just been so hard. And I'm just so happy that I'm gonna graduate on time. I've done it all by myself, with the help of others, of course. When I tell people I'm going to Alaska, they look at me and they ask why. And I don't really have a reason. I can't really explain to them why I'm going. I'm just going, and I'll tell you when I come back why I went.
Children are increasingly indoor-oriented, and they're starved for that kind of experience in our modern urban world. Many of them attested to how this was one of the most meaningful experiences in their life and really changed them in a very fundamental way.
The question often is asked, what is Outward Bound? And I asked Tap that question on this course, and it just seemed to him that it was just get people to do things they've never done before, take them places they've never been, see the anxiety arise, and then get resolved in a positive way. And do that as many times in as many different ways as you can, and you open people up.
Trust. It was knowing this guy knows what he's doing, and whatever he says for us to do, we'll do. If you're scared, well, be scared, but go ahead and do it. And then you're always amazed that, well, wow, I actually did something that I didn't know that I could do before.
Chuck Feuerlicher had been to a headmasters convention in the East and had run into Josh Miner. And Josh had been over to England and actually taught for a while at an Outward Bound school and brought the idea across.
I called up Bill Coors and said, I have discovered a whale of a program in the United Kingdom, and I'd like to talk with you about it. And he said, come on up. So I went up to the brewery. I said it would provide an opportunity for young people in the United States to extend their concept of what their capacities were.
And we talked it over, and it just seemed very, very exciting. We says, well, let's go for it, you know.
So it was Colorado Academy and Phillips Academy at Andover jointly working to establish the first outward bound school in the United States. I hired Tapley, and he was had been part of the 10th Mountain Division during the war. He was part Indian. He's up shooting avalanches now for the Forest Service. He is a mountain man 100 years after mountain men ceased to exist. And we had no land, and Tap was very helpful in identifying this 20 or 30 or 40 acres.
Go down to the dip, you fellas are already late. Come on.
I remember building the place. I had one person and a chainsaw. To make a rope course, we had all the trees that were just perfect. And we had the big mountains like Capitol Peak and Snowmass. I was happy to bring it over here from England. They all made sure that I did everything right so that I wouldn't change it and soften it.
The hardest moment for me was by far the solo, the 3-day solo. I think we were given a bag of food. I mean, literally like a half a meal for 3 days. But we were told not to eat it. And no books, just a pad, you know, notebook and a pencil, and good luck, and we'll see you in 3 days. And I think I cried for the first 24 hours. I mean, I was just a wreck. I mean, being alone in the woods, I mean, I'm sorry, you know, where's the nearest coffee shop? Help me here. So that was a really powerful experience for me, being those 3 days, just being in the woods alone.
Or the day?
No, it was not, no, you know, it wasn't about fear. It was about being alone.
An individual is going to come on a program. They're going to be changed, but then everyone around them is going to be changed.
I'm incredibly honored to have Tap Tapley in my life.
No, I'm happy for you for everything you've done. And you've done it.
Well, it's folks like you that have led the way.
I affiliate is that we have a biological inclination to affiliate with the natural world that's been instrumental in our physical and mental development. We've become so separated from the natural world. So what we need to do is to recognize how much our experience of nature enhances our physical and mental and spiritual capacity, and try to incorporate that into our lives. And you know, if we design ourselves into this situation, we can design ourselves out of it. And we're much more like sheep than tigers, and once we decide to once the tipping point gets there and the herd starts to go in a certain direction, it's amazing how quickly it happens.